Right now, the Kingsport Theatre Guild is doing 2 shows in one. And here to share with us more about The Actor's Nightmare and The Zoo Story is Stan Sanders. Stan, welcome back.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here today. Why 2 shows in one this time?
It's an old blue light special.
Oh, okay.
You know,
all right.
So you get 2 shows for the price of just one.
Okay.
And 2 shows that are diverse. I mean, they're just nothing the same. Now, one of the shows is called The Zoo Story.
All right. Tell us about it.
We have 2 ladies who do not know each other from Adam. But before the show is over, they know each and everything of their insides to the outsides. And the surprise ending is something that's going to cause a lot of people,
it's a gasp moment.
Oh, it's going to be a gasp with this BGA.
All right.
And so it's something very special that they have not done this kind of thing before.
Okay.
And the second show, that's just 2 people on that first show.
All right.
We have 8 characters in the second show, which is, of course, an actor's nightmare. This is a story about a guy who wakes up one day and has no idea who he is, where he's going, and what he's going to do.
Complete amnesia.
Doesn't know anything. He bumps into people. They all tell him, hello, Stanley, hello this, hello that, hello. And he doesn't know who any of these are.
Wow.
They think he's an actor. He's an accountant. And he goes through all the things to try to find out what life is really about. And that is some kind of a show. And that's the show I'm in.
Okay, and tell us about your portion of this.
Well, my portion of the show is just something I'm not really used to doing, but I enjoy doing it.
Okay.
I have a line in this show that is very different than any other show I've done. And if I may, can I give that line?
Sure, go right ahead.
I'll play the role like this, you know.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I mean, exactly. You see, it's that
you're about to tell us about a blue light special.
I tell you, it is that's the kind of show it is.
Okay.
People laugh, they get involved. And when you find a community theater, sometimes what people don't understand as people is that they don't realize how involved they get from the audience.
Right.
The actor on stage
gets feed off the audience.
Oh, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. That makes it so much better. And the show is just too diverse. They're 2 completely different kinds of shows, but it's all very entertaining.
I started to say they're 2 diverse shows, but it kind of sounds like they've got the same kind of message about life and learning about yourselves and learning about others. And that theme kind of weaves through, even though they're 2 different kinds of shows.
But it's so surprising. That first show with these 2 ladies, I mean, they're like A and Z. They're nothing the same, but yet they really put it together. And when the ending comes, I'm not going to tell you what the ending's going to be.
Well, let's not do that. We don't want to give that away.
Just like
we want to sell some tickets.
It is really a very nice show. And the second show is really a gangbuster because there's activity, there's singing, there's dancing, there's falling, there's everything that you don't expect from a theater like Kingsport Theatre Guild. That do a great job everywhere they go. You
got performances coming up. Tickets are available.
Yes, and it's going to be held at the Advanced Higher Grade Education Center at 300 Market Street. Okay. It's a very nice auditorium, beautiful plush seats, so you have no excuses not to sit down and enjoy a couple of hours of nice entertainment.
All right, Stan Sanders, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Here.
We'll give you the information right now, The Actor's Nightmare and The Zoo Story, showing March 8th and 9th at the Kingsport Center for Higher Education. There's a number, and there is the website as well. And we're going to be heading over to the kitchen out of the break. Abingdon Olive Oil Company, it looks like a little St. Patty's Day a little early.